Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for coming in. Um, my name's William Wilkinson. You can call me Will, whatever you're comfortable with. And I want to thank you for coming in. I saw that your name is Sam on the intake. How do you like to be referred to or called?
Sam works.
Sam works?
Hmm.
Okay, awesome. Here, I'm going to go ahead and give you my card
Thank you.
and contact me anytime.
Thanks.
Um, email, text message, whatever you feel comfortable with. Um, so, um, looking from your intake today, I see that you came in to talk about your adoption process not really working out the way that you wanted to. Um, Before we get into that, I wanted to go over a couple things with you that's probably going to make this whole process and our meetings a little bit more fruitful and maybe organic. Um, and that's the way that we exchange communication and really get feedback from each other. And one way that I've seen that helps is by I'll ask you questions to kind of qualify that I know what you're saying, and then you can ask me if you don't understand something along the way in this process. I'm the professional, but you're the subject matter expert when it comes to your life. And I think that's really going to be the best way for us to be able to exchange information and get the proper feedback, and then move on to the next step in the process. Um, do you think that'll work for you?
Yeah, everything makes sense. Yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
awesome. Thanks, Sam. I appreciate that. I want to go over a couple ethical things, and some guidelines that we have to have as social workers, and and um, it's really just to help everyone out. And so, if any time during the process you disclose to me that you've hurt a child, the elderly, the disabled, or you plan on doing some kind of self harm or harm to others, I am going to have to share that information with the proper authorities and really let them take the proper steps in that process. But everything else that we talk about here in the agency is going to be kept within the agency, and you don't have to worry about feeling uncomfortable about telling me things. I mean, because that's really what you're here to do is talk about this uh, situations that you might have. Um, so, is all that pretty clear and
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
straightforward?
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. That's good. So, from what I can tell from the intake, you did come in stating that you've had a problem with XYZ agency not accepting your adoption application, and it was because of you living in a bad neighborhood. Is that correct? That information correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
All right. Is there anything that you want to elaborate or tell me, like from your perspective, what has happened since then?
Yeah.
And okay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I'm just kind of shocked. Overall, I think my wife and I, we had high hopes. We can't conceive. We've tried and we have difficulty, and we thought this would be the next step. And I mean, within a matter of a week, our application was denied because of a bad neighborhood. I mean, I mean, we don't. Our neighborhood is nice, safe. I mean, there's a couple rough areas,
Mm-hmm.
around, a couple blocks away, but yeah, overall, I'm just kind of shocked. And it's bad. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, that seems like a pretty rough situation to be in. From what I understand, from what you just told me, you had high hopes, and they seemed to your hopes and maybe your dreams were taken away from you because you can't conceive.
Yeah.
That's the reason. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like you said, I mean, yeah, that's exactly how I feel. Like we were looking forward to the next step in our lives,
Yeah.
and now it's causing just me. I'm upset all the time. My
Yeah.
wife's upset. Yeah, and it's just kind of like our life is like spiraling downwards almost. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
When you sometimes during this process, I'm going to ask for clarification. So you'll share something with me, and I'll have to dig in a little bit just to find out what exactly you mean by that, so we can try to get to the source of what it is that we're talking about.
Okay.
When you say spiraling down and bad, what exactly do you mean by that? Like, let's say let's take bad first.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that bad?
Um, well, before this application process, my wife and I really, we seemed okay. There was really no arguing around the house, and
Okay.
now it seems like the arguments have like picked up a little bit more. Um, we're starting to point at each other's responsibilities.
Mm,
Um, my job, her job. Um, just yeah, it's this has never happened before, and I don't know. I just feel like life was good. We had high hopes. We
yeah.
were ready to move to the next step with this application to adopt, and it seems like we're moving back. It's just not what I expected.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. Um, I don't know what you're going through, but I can assure that it's from what you've told me, it sounds like it's causing undue stress because you did have high hopes, and I feel for you. I really do. So when you say bad, you're saying that there's basically new stressors in your life that weren't there before, and when you mean spiraling, that would be those stressors that you were talking about. Just for clarification, that it's a new added dimension basically to this whole situation that you weren't planning for. Does that sound correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly right.
Okay. When you say stress, has stress affected your life or in any way? Like, is your job suffering in any way? Are you missing work? Do you eat? Those type of things, like your daily functions, are they, or your not functions, but your routine, is that being impacted anyway by your stress, or are you able to manage it?
I'm pretty good for the most part.
Yeah.
However, now that my wife and I are arguing, like we're just starting to point at each other's responsibilities.
Yeah, you said that.
Those seem to be you know stemming from some sort of efforts to maybe work more. The the application was denied because we live in a rough neighborhood, and now we're starting to question to
Right.
see if we can have maybe a better home or live in a nicer
I
area.
see.
And it just seems like I don't know. I thought our efforts were good enough, and now they're not. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, that can be stressful. Um, the stresses that you're talking about, and when you're talking about personal responsibility, is it that you thought that you had everything together before, and the application came back as denied? Then you started to question what each other's responsibility was to each other and in the relationship, or as career, like different, like I don't earn enough, or she earns more than I do, or just all of it together as one.
Yeah. So It seems like we're just arguing about uh, just jobs.
Okay.
We thought we were fine. We thought our efforts, our responsibilities were enough, and now it seems like we're arguing about who's doing more, who's doing less,
Yeah.
and like I said, this never happened. Like we were ready to move to the next step, and
Yeah.
just doesn't feel. Yeah, we had high hopes for this, and now,
You really wanted kids.
yeah, it just feels like now we're moving back, and I don't like it.
Yeah, like I said, it's this can be these type of events in your life can be very challenging. And if you could pick something right now out of all the things that you have expressed to me that are concerns with you, could you say that there's one that's at the top of the list of your concerns? You don't have to categorize them all the way down, but I just want to know if there's one that's at the top of the list that is causing you that you want to focus on the most out of all of these.
Yeah. Um, I guess overall, I'm feeling down about our application.
Okay.
It was denied. It's causing problems,
Yeah.
and I just want to focus on that for now.
So, from what I understand, out of all the problems that we discussed, even the application being denied and your responsibility in this process is probably what you want to focus on to begin with
That's right.
during our initial, during this initial interview that we're doing.
That's right.
Okay, and then we can work from there on the other ones.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. I think we have a good start.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sam, for coming in. I appreciate it.